That's how I'm thinking right now. I've already been to 2 services, so. Hey, it's so good to be here, you guys. How many of you are just so happy to be alive and in a free country? It's amazing to think that all of us from everywhere, Korea, Bangladesh, and New York, and just to think that we can all get together and really be able to, as honest as possible, worship God in our own way. It's amazing. I've been to countries where you can't do that. And the pressure and the atmosphere is so not lifting. It's so pressing. And it's just so amazing to be here. I was also thinking, God is so alive. And in this country today, we have so much to do. And it's such an important time to live here, isn't it? Come on, huh? Oh. I know it just seems like, sometimes we're left alone by ourselves, small groups and this and that. But our God is so wanting this to happen. The numbers, the building, the place, the time, the temperature, all of it. God is so pleased in our lives. I hope you know that. Sometimes it takes someone to tell you that God's so pleased in your life, no matter what spiritual state you're in. This whole thing of condemning and judging ourselves and grading ourselves is such nonsense. We need to be here, and we come here to be totally our burdens lifted, and that there would be an amazing freedom. The worship music is so great, and to think that I can do this as I please, it's amazing. And I'm just so thankful for that. So Pastor Lane sends his greetings to you guys via text message. Thank you, iPhones. And says that he's having a great time, and he was checking on me, so I don't mess up. Sleep in. I have a baby now, you can't sleep in. It's not possible. This morning we had such a good time with the young people that I prepared another message, but then I was like, I've got to stick with this one because I really think it's important for us. So let's pray. Lord, we just ask that you, just in our worship, in our prayers now, that you give us immense concentration. And we put your word, as you said, you esteem it more than our necessary food. And you said that your name is above all things. And these are the things that we're looking at this afternoon. And these are the things that we just find to be the most important in our life. And just help us to settle the issues that we deal with in our lives. We want you to settle them. Just put them away. The questions that we have with you. Lord, we think about our future and only know that it's in your hand and that no man can take it out. And we just praise you and worship you, Lord. And we are so beautifully made. Your image, Lord, in your image. And we just thank you, Lord, for each person that came here today, Lord. And adding faith on faith. That's what we want. Adding faith to faith. Give us this opportunity to hear from you in Jesus' name. Amen. So this morning I kind of talked about something that I thought was important in my life, and I just figured let's make it really personal, and let's really bring it down to the basics. And that's kind of what I'm going to do here. Is I don't want to change it, and I really think God is leading it that way. And it comes out of Psalm 119. Turn there. Psalm 119 has an unbelievable teaching because it's based upon a man's life, really. God's speaking through a man's life. And it's this whole chapter of wisdom about all the things that David kind of learned from his mistakes, really, in his life. It's a whole sum of his life put in this one chapter. I think that's why it's the longest chapter in the Bible. If God were to ask you to write about yourself, it would probably be pretty long. I think, too, that in today's age, and I thought about, the upcoming elections. I just thought about being in America because I've lived in a Muslim country. I'm going to be moving back to one. And thinking about freedom. So that topic came up. And the idea this morning is that we have the power to choose in our life. Free volition. You know, God gave it to us. But I want to weed away or push aside all of the things that help us make decisions. And I want to kind of push it all aside and then focus on the part where God gave us the power to choose. And we can't separate that. There's nothing that can inject or control or manipulate that because God gave it to us. But in giving it to us, He gave us incredible power. Decisions are very powerful and they affect things, mainly our lives. And therefore, it seems sometimes, I think for the most part all the time, that we have immense pressure on ourselves to make decisions. And naturally, we run from it. Men are really horrible at making decisions. Did you know that? That's why we make decisions as leaders. God put us the weakest ones. I think women have a better understanding of making decisions because they can handle more in their mind. Men are more narrow-minded and can only think about one thing. But we love running from responsibility, absolutely all the time. I think that's why God made us sweat, to remind us that we have to work, and that is a responsibility for us. Really, I do. I think there's the flip side of it is very interesting. But this is what I was thinking. And let's just look at the verse right away. We'll draw from that. Psalm 119, 109. I want it to be really practical. I don't want it to go over our heads at all. And I want you to see that David is giving this, through God, is giving this amazing wisdom. And I think it's so important for us to focus on. It says, my soul is continually in my hand, yet do I not forget thy law or thy word. David kind of paints a beautiful picture that his soul, his living being, who he is, it's in his hand. And he says it's always in my hand, continually. It's never left. It's always there. And it's kind of I can't, it just puts an amazing amount of importance on the fact that I have something to do with my life. In America and in the culture we live in today, I was saying downstairs, the world wants to take this away. They want us to separate that and show that we really don't have to make decisions anymore. It's kind of like, the newest iPhone, for example. You speak and a text message is text. And then when you get a text message, it reads it to you. It's like, let's do less, and that's how we're going to sell these phones. People want to see less done. They want to do less in order to get something. It's kind of the same idea. The culture of today and the world system wants us to and the devil really wants us to strip us from this power, to be able to choose, and to make decisions that will affect the world. And ultimately, as God says in the Bible, it affects eternity. That I could even have a part in eternity is beyond our minds. But right here and now, the devil and the world totally want us to hop in line, get on to like I said, I-95, a very broad place. Follow the stream of people and don't ask questions. Just go. Get in there. It's not a place where you have to make decisions. Therefore, you're not responsible. It's kind of like our whole presidential debate about abortion, for example. Basically, it boils down to the fact that if one person wants to be responsible for what they have and what they make, or if they don't want it, that's what it boils down to, actually. And that responsibility comes from the inner workings of understanding that Jesus Christ himself created us so beautifully and wonderfully that he said, your decisions are your decisions. You do what you want. You're not a robot. I will not control you, but I love you no matter what. And so David says, My soul's continually in my hand. And I was like, let's boil it down to what it is. I have a life, and I got things to do, and aspirations, like things I want to do. And where do I go with it? And I was saying to the young people, like, it's so true. Like, I remember being that young, and my mind being so cloudy. You know, like when you're young, like now it's like, by 8th grade, you try to make up your mind what college you want to go to, or 9th grade. It's like, it's so foolish. Why should we have to make up our minds about college that early? Maybe it's kind of like we have the wrong emphasis. And we're steering maybe our minds to make decisions that we don't have to make. That's what I'm saying this morning. I think that we can begin to see in the Bible, I don't know if you've started this or not, I'm just throwing that out there, that we learn with Christ, our decisions are so powerful. They really are. Today it's like we're kind of like the one person in the pool of a million. You know, what are we going to do? You know, someone told me, like, I'm not going to vote next week or 3 weeks from now. I'm like, that vote means so much. And he said, what are you talking about? It means nothing. I'm in Maryland. It's been Democratic. You know, he says he's Republican. But he goes, it's been a Democratic state for 70 years or like 60 years. My vote doesn't matter. And I was like, but that's not the point. You're going beyond that. It does matter, because your vote is a reflection of who you are. Do you see that? That our decisions are who we are. And we'll get to that a little later. I think that's like really the build up to this. So there's the misunderstanding that my decisions have no power. That's bogus. That's rubbish. That's such a lie from the devil. So I began to see, I want to live a life with good decisions. I'll tell you the first thing that we have to overcome, the fact that we're going to fail. Our pastor at our church said, you can't be afraid of failure. It's not something I look forward to, that's not what I'm saying. But if we were to run from every decision, knowing that eventually I'm going to fail, what am I going to end up being? Just some guy in a house with boarded up windows and living in the darkness, not wanting to talk or touch or eat anything. I would just be nothing. So I can't be afraid of decisions. You know? I have to go forward. And you can see that actually in David's life. If you read earlier on, he had so many tough decisions to make, whether it was with his son, Absalom, or with the problems he faced with Philistines and even as a young boy with Goliath, like the whole idea of it, that a young man would be faced to make these decisions. But I think it's because he learned early on that he had that power, that God gave him and had a plan for his life. So I began to see that we can find an amazing importance in our decisions. And for maybe people like our age today, I would say, we have decisions, just basic ones. And I mentioned this earlier, like go to church, read my Bible. I don't want to, those are kind of like a lower decision, but even more basic. And we do them every day and every time, and they begin to become habits instead of decisions. Do you see that? And the devil wants that to happen. He wants us to think that these are just habits, that they don't have an effect in our future. For example, like reading my Bible. It's just something I do to please God. No, absolutely not. That is not why I read my Bible. I read my Bible because eternally I fill with my soul with the Word of God. And that affects who I am. So no, my decisions aren't my habits. Number one, remember that. So the devil wants you to think, oh, going to church is just a habit. Going to hear Pastor Kim preach. Pastor Kim? Pastor Shin preach. It's just a habit. No, it's not. We go to hear the man of God preach because God is speaking to him. And through him, I get a message. And it leads my life. That's my decision, and I'm doing it. Right? And those things we correct our mind. That's the devil. I'm telling you greatest power on the planet, and we have the most peaceful transition of power known in this world. Literally, one man gets up out of his chair and another man sits down. There are no wars, there are no lives lost, there is no money or bullets exchanged. It's a miracle. If you think about it, it's unbelievable. People in the world are just like, that just happened again, peacefully. And that's what I want you to see. That our decisions do matter, and they're very powerful. So let's get personal. Let's try to narrow it down. How do I continue my life like David did? Because he failed. Right? We read in the Bible that it was unsurmountable. Right? If you think about it, he killed a man. He killed a man. I can't imagine my life killing a man and still going forward. Right? But we begin to read that he had something deeper in his heart. He formed it. He understood it and saw that he could, with God, he could get out of it. And I think it was because of his decisions. He knew it. He knew with God, all things were possible. He couldn't step out of it. And I think that's I was telling the young people, I said, reading this song is so important. 6 times in Psalm 119, it says, give me your whole heart. Give me your whole heart. And this was a point I made about that. In today's culture, in this big, broad stream, in this place where everyone seems to be going, there's one thing in particular I've listened to in secular music, in talk, in conversation, social media, is this phrase. You ready? It's called follow your heart. Follow your heart. It's follow your heart. It's everywhere. You're like, I'm in Home Depot one day, I'm a carpenter, Home Depot, I hear the song, it's follow your heart. What is this, from the sky? It's such an evil phrase, actually, because we know that our heart is desperately wicked, and who can know it, right? In Jeremiah 17:9, the Lord labeled our heart as evil because it has sin. But God gives us a new heart in Ezekiel, right? 36. He gives us a new heart, and it's totally different. But the world says, follow your heart. I just wanted to point that phrase out this morning because I just really want to it's such an evil phrase. And that is the mentality, or you could say that is the zeitgeist. Zeitgeist means it's a German word for the way of culture. Americans, we follow our hearts. It's such a joke. We follow our hearts in the things that we shouldn't be doing, in decisions we never want to make, in irresponsibility, into control and manipulation. But that's not what that's not where he found himself at all. Another thing that he says, I think it's mentioned 12 times in 119, is quicken me. Quicken me. I love that phrase because it gives me, and I think in this day and age, the sense of urgency. Urgency is a great word. It means readiness, urgent. If we were to hear the bells ring right now and they meant something to us, firemen, hear that bell. When that bell rings, I don't know, I used to live next to a fire station. Those firemen, I don't care if it's 3 in the morning, are flying through those doors of the firehouse and are going. There's a sense of urgency like you would believe. And that word quickening means that. Give me the sense of urgency when it comes to making a decision. Give me the sense of readiness to face what I need to face. I think that's so important. Today it's more like I said, the iPhone is reading your text messages. The urgency is more when's the next place I'm going to just sit around and basically do nothing? And where is it going to be that I go from one party to the next, I go from one place to the next. It goes on and on. And actually in the book of 2 Timothy, Paul writes about this. This, right before the end times, there will be such a sense of this in the world today. will be like those bells will be ringing, like the fire is in the house. People will just be like sitting around. I don't care. That's what it will be towards the end of the last days. It will be so, there will be what's called surfeiting and riotous living and selfish living that will go beyond our imagination. And that's why David said, quicken me, Lord, quicken me. Snap me out of it. Take me out of this life. You know, it says it pulls me into the dust. Quicken me out of the dust. Out of this old selfish life. Okay, now I want to get to the point where it's practical. So I understand this, you know, my decisions are powerful. It means so much. But like, how do I do it? That's what I was talking with the young people. I think this is so important. If I talk too much, I don't want to like go beyond it. I just want to say a couple things really. Like the Bible has all the answers. Period. I'm sorry. And we could listen to whoever talk about this forever on any subject. We can find it in the Bible. The Holy Spirit speaks to us. It's in the Bible. Okay, so I just want to point that out. This is in the Bible. This is biblical. The decisions we make, I think, can be affected three ways. And someone can help us. That's Jesus. That is our living God and Savior. And this is how I think. I have three of them. You guys ready for them? How do I make decisions when all else fails? You know, I think it's overlooked, first of all. You know, with young people, I was like, well, you know, your parents help you make your decisions. Other things make your decisions, circumstances, experience make your decisions. But I wanted to weed that all away. No offense, I'm a parent, you know. I want to get away from parents and other things that happen because they're good. Some of them are bad, and those are awesome. But I want you to get to the point where it's just you and God, just you and God and your decisions. You know, it's like when you go to bed at night, and you just on your pillow, and you're just like, I'm alone. It's just me and God right now. I have those moments often. You wake up, you're just like, oh, it's just me and God. The only one's here. It's just me and my pillow and God. That's what I want. And this is what I want to say. That we, number one, have a teacher. When I make decisions, we have a teacher. We have a teacher. Someone that can show me by teaching, through words, through understanding, through principles, how to make decisions. Okay? Here's the first one. Teacher. Isaiah 30, verse 20 and 21. Let's turn to Isaiah 30. Isaiah 30, 20, 21. Listen to this carefully. And though the Lord will give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore. But thy eyes shall see thy teachers. And thy ears shall hear a word behind you saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. And when you turn to the right hand, when you turn to the left hand. Who is our teacher? But our Heavenly Father. He's our greatest teacher. You know, the word teacher in the Greek language is the same word for comforter. In the book of John, that word is so commonly used because John understood he had a teacher. He had a comforter. He had someone, as it says, like that walks arm in arm. You know? I think there's many teachers in this world. Many people can talk. Our university teachers can talk. You know, oh, I've been down that road. You know, I've read those books. But in the end, our greatest teacher, God Himself, speaks and imparts eternity in our hearts through the Word. I think that's how David's life was totally reconciled. Left alone, David would have killed more men, done more damage, started more wars, and gone down the same path. But God was in the center of his life. And he knew that. He would never let it go. He knew it. He said that, keep me from the way of destruction. He knew his life was so destructive. Actually, I think who was it that said, you shed so much blood? Right? I don't remember. It was Prophet Nathan or someone. Said to him, you shed so much blood. I don't know how the phrase goes. But like people knew it. People knew David was so destructive with his decisions. So number one is teacher. You always have that teacher. Number two, you gotta have a leader when you make decisions. You know, this whole world's like looking politically at leaders and trying to base what they're gonna do. You know? In America, we have our heads spinning. We do. We're just like, oh my God, we don't have a job and this and that. It's such a joke. It's a complete joke. Well, we eat so much food. More than any other person in human history, we've eaten so much food. Like, we're so well off. It's not even funny. To think that, like, we're struggling is beyond me. Like, it's such a lie. And it's just such an example of the end times. But we need a leader. Someone that's like, you know, we're in the sea of people in this world. And one person that stands out above the rest. You know? Someone that stands taller and stronger and brighter. Someone that just points to something better. That almost plucks you out of that river that goes in this direction. That's just going nowhere. And that's Christ. And here's another Bible verse for it. Let's turn to Isaiah 42:16. Isaiah 42:16. It says, I will bring the blind by a way they do not. And I will lead them in paths that they have not known. And I will make darkness light before them, and crooked ways straight. These things will I do unto them, and not forsake them. This is God speaking with the people of Israel. He said he would do it. I love what it says I. Like it says in Exodus, I am. Just be quiet. I'm the leader. God is the leader in our life. He can help us make our decisions based on who he is. Not like who I am, what I've done, you know? Or like, what's the world doing? How's the world doing this? I'm going to go and see which leader in the world maybe I should call him and draw my conclusions, my ideas with him. When it really is just comes full circle. It always does. When we see the leader, Jesus Christ, he leads us out of things. I think it's a great principle to understand. Great leaders lead you out of problems. We always think of leaders as like leading us into victory, you know, lead us into winning. Yeah. Really, it's the great leaders that get us out of problems. They're the great leaders. They're the ones that almost in narrow defeat and utter like destruction. Those are the ones that save us from that are our greatest leaders. And who better than Jesus? Like, we are destined to hell. We are destined to sin and death. But Christ is the one that saved us out of that. It's not that he just was this person so perfect and so holy. That's not the greatness of his leadership. I think that's so beautiful to see. And that's how we distinguish our leaders, I think. And the last thing is, this is my favorite. When I make decisions, I have a friend. I have a friend. I have someone who is faithfuler, more faithful than my greatest friend here on earth. I have someone closer than my closest friend here on earth. I dare say closer than my wife, my friend, who's my greatest friend. She is a great friend. God gives us our lives and friends like that. But there's someone even closer. And that's the one who lives in our heart. He is our ultimate friend. And let's read it. Let's read it in the Bible. John 15:15. Right? These Bible verses are teaching us, right, how to make these decisions. John 15:15. It says, henceforth I call you not servants. Right now, no more do I call you servants, but I call you friends. But the servant does not what the Lord does. So I have called you friends. For all things that I have heard of my Father, I give them unto you. with social media, the idea of just friends across the screen, friends across the telephone, friends, far away, so distant. Oh, they're my friends. I'm sure they are when you have problems. Facebook will save your life when you have problems. Absolutely not. Someday, we will all look back at Facebook and be like, what a great idea. 30 years from now, 50 years from now, Facebook will be long gone. They'll just be like, that was a great idea for a while. Until we realize that we don't get friendships through a screen. I love Facebook, don't get me wrong. But some people nowadays are so dependent on it because of their friendship. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little upset. But it's true, is it not? Am I like kind of crazy? No, right? That friendship is based within the heart. And Christ said, I will dwell in it forever. He said that, right? In Ephesians 1:13. Sealed on our heart. That means forever. Our greatest friend is in our heart forever. And therefore, I can make all the decisions. I can go boldly. Okay, so here it is in closing. I take this. I make decisions. I can make mistakes. I know none of us are perfect, and we don't expect to. Neither, and most importantly, neither does God. Failure isn't final. And the devil, and the Lord doesn't emphasize that ever. But I will say, I want to be around those type of people. I don't know if you've ever seen this, I kind of mentioned this downstairs. The guy who's making the right decisions and is like kind of like shining brighter than all the others is always someone you want to be around. You kind of think it's someone to come on you or something. Yeah, he's making money, I should be with him. Something like that. That's kind of like the world's mentality. But the idea, biblically, is that the decisions I make reflect my Savior. They show in the greatest way how I live. And because of that, I make a good decision here. I make one there. And I continue to grow in my life. I fail, and I keep getting up. But it represents and confirms to the world around who I am. I'm Roger. That's my name, and that's who I am. You can tell the person, or you can live that way, and it represents like this strong person. I think that's the beautiful part. That's what I'm trying to say. Your decisions, our decisions, are so powerful. They form our whole identity and give us this incredible strength to like conquer and go forward and like to not lose hope in our lives. Because Christ at the center is like just promoting this awesome person. And you have all these awesome people, finally realizing, like, let's go out into the world. Let's go out into the neighborhoods. Let's go. We were the ones made to do this. It's like a light bulb goes on. And I just said as a story, I have a friend that went to College Park. He grew up in the church, and he just was like the perfect person to make this point, because he was so convicted about his decisions. He's the kind of kid that so he went to College Park. He was like, I'm going to be an engineer. That's that. We were like, okay, go be an engineer. He was like, here's what I want. No, basically he did. He didn't have a lot of money. His parents did not have the money to pay for it. He found the grants. He found extra money through working in the summer. He graduated. He dated this girl in our church who was a missionary in Sweden. They dated for a while. They did it the right way. They didn't have sex before marriage. They didn't go the way the world does. I was saying how pure it was to see them get married. And then when we went to their wedding, it was like everyone wanted to be there. It was like 400 people there, everyone at our church. Because we wanted to see such an amazing thing happen. Like such an event. And it was such a beautiful picture of how this guy laid his life out before God. It was just like directly. I'm going to make decisions, and I need you to show me, teach me, lead me, be my friend. And he did. It was so cool. And this morning I saw him in church at 9 o'clock before here. He just got back. It was honeymoon. He's just so happy. And it was there's so much jealousy there. But a good jealousy. I like it. I like that word, jealousy, in a good way. Because this is what I'm talking about. God uses that life to draw people closer to him. That jealousy is so healthy. It's so good. The world is so jealous in the wrong way. And I think you guys in this church, and the young people here, and everyone, it's like we live a jealous life. We learn, I think, and we begin to see all the time. Our decisions matter. They do. The devil says, no, no. And I think God really wants us to see there's a clear distinction. There's a line cut. And you know what? Our decisions are not habits. They're not just things we do. They mean something. They go somewhere. And I dare say they affect eternity. Not just here, time and space. They affect eternity. I think that is so cool. That's worth living about. You know what I mean? That's worth living, being excited. And so when we think about that this morning, take those things in our hearts and just pray and ask God that He would teach us and show us them, lead us in them. Amen? And let's pray. Lord, just thank you so much for your amazing blessings, the ability to choose. Lord, we just overlook things that are really good to us. And we know that you are just the ultimate understanding of this person. We really want to know you, Lord. We want to understand this better. And we have so many questions, Lord. There's so many mysteries and unknowns. And I just pray that you always put them to rest in our life. At a young age, at an older age, at any age, we don't know the future and we always want to. But it's for you. And we just trust you, God. And we just pray that you would lead us in the Bible. That you would order our thoughts and steps through the Word of God. And help us not to look over that